We talk now to SABC News reporter Mpumelelo Maphalala. Mpumelelo, a good morning to you. What specific actions are being taken at this point by authorities to address this ongoing sit-in, or what even the Energy Minister has called a hostage crisis, right? What steps are authorities taking?
Good morning to you, Naledi, and to the viewers at home. As far as we know, the miners are now starting to come out of the mine. It seems as though the strike action has come to an end. What we know is that this morning there were family members that were gathered at the main gate to try and find answers regarding the safety and the concerns about their family members who were stuck underground. Unfortunately, they were not let into the premises, so they've been standing at the gates. But unfortunately as well, the rain came into play, which saw them scatter into their vehicles, some of them even going away because of the rain. But since this morning, that's all we know, the information. But now, as you can see behind me, miners are now starting to come out. And if I can just ask my cameraman to pan to my left and your right, you can see the mine workers singing in unison to go and collect their fellow colleagues or co-workers, trying to galvanize them and to bring them back here. They've also asked some of those who have vehicles that have gathered here to try and put as many people in their vehicles as possible to try and bring them home, to try and bring them this side, because they're obviously fatigued, they're tired. The walk between inside the mine and to back here is quite a bit of a stretch. So they've asked for those who have vehicles to come back, or to call rather, and meet them and to bring them this side so they can elaborate on the experiences under the mine, and also to show and embrace them because of the long fights that they've been underground.
Yeah, and who then is there to receive them? I mean, I've obviously just spoken to NUM. We are reaching out to AMCU as well. But from a union point of view, who's there to receive these miners as they resurface, so particularly also from a mine management or even authorities point of view?
Sorry, Naledi, could you please repeat that question?
So who at this point is there to receive the mine workers as they resurface, whether it be the unions themselves, mine management, or even government or authorities?
From what we're seeing here, it's basically the mine workers, their co-workers, the fellow employees. We also saw in the morning that there were plus minus 3-4 ambulances that had came into the premises. So I'm sure there are those as well who have been injured or suffered injuries during this time. And we saw ambulances coming in and trying to salvage the situation. But from as far as unions, management, and even the government, we haven't seen any official to come and welcome these miners. That is particularly concerning. Do we know what the next steps are going to be then for the unions that certainly have, in some cases, really seemingly having distanced themselves, but having quite a bit to say about this sit-in that has been ongoing for what today would have been the 4th day? The unions haven't really said much regarding the situation. You know, yesterday, the Minister of Mineral Energy and Resources had said that this is now a hostage situation, and he was saying that he will imply the full might of the law regarding the situation. I even asked him myself, is that out of the 400 workers that are currently at the mine, are you saying that all of them are being held under hostage? And he said yes. So I'm assuming that in this regard, it would be a situation where the law will have to take its course to try and salvage the situation as to whether was this really a sit-in or was it a hostage situation.
All right, let's leave it there. Thank you so much for bringing us the latest. So confirmation there by our SABC News reporter, Mpumelelo Maphalala, that those miners that had been underground now for what would have been a 4th day today are starting to resurface.